In this video, I'm sharing my favorite smoky eye makeup technique, an elegant, soft smoky eye that's perfect for beginners and especially flattering for hooded eyes. And this tutorial is ideal if you are afraid of dark or heavy eye makeup but want to try something more sophisticated than a basic natural makeup look. And at the end of the makeup, we will transform this look by adding spring blue eye pencil to the waterline. First of all, I start with mascara. Because I have hooded eyes, everything tends to smudge on the lids. And I want this makeup to stay clean and soft, almost transparent. So let's apply mascara first, and it's actually the main accessory in this makeup. Focus on the roots, make sure a lot of mascara stays there and really lifts the lashes. Change the direction of the lashes and wait until it sets. If you get any clumps, take a Q-tip, press it gently to the lid along the lash line, and brush the lashes upward. And this is not only helps with clumps, but if you forgot to curl your lashes or if curling scares you, you can leave them this way for a more natural curl. I also use a curl wand to catch all the tiny lashes and make them look fuller and longer. I blink into the wand to coat them more easily, then I just dip back into the mascara and gently wiggle it through. If you see clumps, separate them while the mascara is still wet. Once everything dries and sets, clean up any smudges around the lash line. And when the dirt work is done, let's move on to the under eye area. Blue and purple circles. I use a slightly warmer shade for my skin tone. A summer concealer shade is a great neutralizer for winter time. I apply it directly with the applicator, and in my previous video I said not to do this, but with this lightweight, low-coverage concealer, it's totally fine. I can even blend it with my fingertips, which I love. And you know how flawless the texture is. Last year, I said I wished they would launch this texture as a foundation, and now they did it. What a prediction. I applied, wait a few seconds for it to set slightly, so it's not too liquid, and then blend. Just a few swipes and everything looks seamless. But if you have very dark circles, this won't be enough. You'll need a full coverage product, like NARS, for example. The next important step, clean the eyebrows before applying any gel or brow products. Otherwise, everything sticks to leftover base products, and after a few uses, the gel can turn white. I brush the brows with the long bristles of the wand in the opposite direction to coat all the hairs, and then brush them up with the short bristles, pressing slightly into the skin. After that, I warm up the brow gel with touching it with my fingertips and slide upward to remove any excess product and fix the brows. And this also helps prevent a white cast on the brows. Then I go in with the 3-tip eyebrow marker. Today, I want to show you a more graphic brow, not the fluffy, natural style I usually do. Look, I start at the tail. Press, then swipe, and you'll see the strokes. I love this effect. I also fill in any gaps within the shape. And the two parallel lines should be slightly lifted, not completely horizontal, just to leave the eye shape. If you apply the line too thick, you can melt and blend it immediately with your fingertip before it sets. The front of the brow should be lighter, and the tail the most defined, with a gradient in the between. And right now it looks very dark. Trust the process, okay? When we add some eye makeup, you will see it. You will see the final result will be great. Foundation brush. I choose between two brushes with a straight, flat working surface like a kabuki, like a buffer. And the difference is the size of the working space. With the Eyeshadow brush, it's much faster to cover the face than with the Charlotte Tilbury one. But we all have different face sizes and proportions. I mix the foundation on the back of my hand and with the silicone pad on the other side of the brush. Just using two shades, a light winter shade and darker summer shade. I place a few dots on the cheek and blend using circular motions, maybe sometimes dabbing motions if I have blemishes, or sliding, whatever you prefer. But at the end, always glide the brush downward over the baby hairs to lay them flat against the skin. And the application is very fast and easy. My skin has some blemishes today due to an allergic reaction. I am not sure what caused it. Probably something food-related, because my skincare is the same. It's annoying, but it's life and it's okay. I just need to figure out what triggered it. Okay, next step is tightlining and the upper waterline. I apply the pencil along the lash line to darken it and add depth. And this gives that soft smoky eye effect without looking too dark while still defining the eye shape, And you can skip this step if your eyes are sensitive, watery, or if it's uncomfortable for you. We are all different and you don't have to listen to a stranger on the internet, And I've been wearing contact lenses since middle school and doing this since high school, so it's totally fine for me. But for sensitive eyes, it can be very difficult. Just skip it. And the mascara already creates some depth between the lashes anyway, just less intense than black eye pencil. Then I apply the black pencil to the outer corners of the lower waterline. After that, I take a thin, sharp lip brush, pick up some of the black pencil, and run it along the upper lash line, spreading the pigment evenly. Then I move to the lower lid, starting from the outer corner and moving inward with less and less pigment. Just stretch the product. It will mix with the leftover concealer and gradually get lighter. You can also smudge it with your fingertip. Next, I blend the black along the lash line with a small pencil brush, not too big. This one is perfect for a smooth gradient, just because I don't have a lot of space on my mobile lid. I blend horizontally from side to side, nothing special. But here's the important thing. If the brush is overloaded with the product, remove the excess on a paper towel or maybe to the back of your hand. Always keep the brush clean. When it looks grayish and you see that gradient from black lashes to gray lids, I fill in that blended area with a bronzer. I will use the same bronzer on the face just to tie the whole look together. And this covers about 1/3 of my lid. And of course, don't forget about the lower lid. I apply the bronzer the same way here. I set it properly to prevent creasing, transfer, or smudging. Then I clean the brush and apply highlighter. I apply highlighter to the inner corners to make them pop and open up them. And also lightly dry the lids and apply it to the mobile lid. After that, I apply bronzer along the crease with a big fluffy brush. The same one I used for concealer. It's pretty dry, it's not that wet, and the bristles didn't stick together. And I swipe it side to side with the same pressure, with the same movements. And look at that elegant, soft smoky eye. But we need to add some life to the makeup, so let's use blush. The shade should be calm, not bright, not too saturated, just very natural, slightly grayish with a beautiful texture. I blend it in with my fingertip along the cheekbone to create a lifting effect. Just tapping it in. And I try not to focus on the center of the face, but if you don't like using your fingers, use a brush with the natural bristles and the same tapping motions, that's it. Apply it to the cheeks, to the nose, and a little bit to the forehead for a natural flush. Turn the brush to the other working side and pick up some bronzer, the same one we used on the eyes. For this type of makeup, sculpting the face is more important than blush, at least for me. But as you remember from my video all about blushes, you can sculpt the face using blush instead, so just choose the technique you like the most. Also, blend it into the eye makeup using whatever product is left on the brush, with the big sweeping motions like this. It's perfect. Then swipe the same highlighter over the cheekbones, maybe a few times for the soft glow effect, and if you prefer more, just add and polish the skin as much as you need. Now it's time for lip liner. What do you know about loads, right? This little one is my favorite. It looks so natural with my complexion and gives an incredible soft effect without emphasizing lip lines. I apply it along the lip contour with a very strong pressure to melt the texture into the lips. After that, I apply brownish lip gloss with the same cool toned shiny particles as a highlighter. And this cool tone shade is the perfect partner for this makeup. What do you think? Not pink, not peach. Those would look a bit vulgar here. Next step, powder. And not just any powder, a brightening one. First, make sure there are no creases, then gently press the powder under the eyes in the Hollywood triangle shape. Even if your concealer looks too dark or too yellow-orange, this step will make everything look flawless. I also apply it to the forehead and under the cheekbones to make them sharper. And this makeup is absolutely gorgeous. Let me know your thoughts. It's not vulgar, very mysterious and very beautiful. Especially if you're a low contrast person like me, this is a great option. So it's not too harsh, not too dark or unnatural against your features. If you have medium contrast, add black or brown pencil along the waterline as a final touch to make the look deeper. And if you want to bring in spring mood, add a pop of color. For medium and high contrast features, this color should be darker, like I'm using now. But the huge trend this season is icy blue, sky blue, very light, almost white sky blue, okay? This type of shades look best on very light skin undertones. Look at the shade, just incredible in sunlight. And let me know what you think. Which smoky eye is your favorite? The first one with the black waterline or the one with a touch of color? Thank you so much for watching and see you soon. Bye!